Picture this. The rap game's biggest bromance just went up in flames. Fans are stunned, insiders are whispering, and the internet is exploding with receipts. Drake, yes, the Six God himself, just pulled a move so cold, so sneaky, so calculated, that even his day ones are calling it the ultimate backstab. And the victims? None other than DJ Akademiks and Mal, two voices who've always had his back when the world came for him. But now, that loyalty might have meant nothing. Word on the street is that behind the velvet curtains of private jet parties and luxury studio sessions, Drake was plotting something ruthless, a sucker move that left Akademiks blindsided and Mal fuming. Imagine spending years defending someone, hyping their wins, covering their scandals, only to find out they've been scheming against you the whole time. The betrayal cuts deep, and emotions are boiling over. Fans are asking, was this a chess move or just pure snake energy? And most importantly, why now? Is Drake protecting his throne? Or is he finally showing his true colors? Stick around, because this drama isn't just music industry politics. It's a messy, explosive story of ego, betrayal, and revenge that could shake hip-hop to its core. The story begins on an ordinary night in Toronto, when the city's lights glowed against the sky and Drake was seen leaving an exclusive lounge. Cameras flashed, fans screamed, and the aura around him was as magnetic as ever. But behind that charming smile and calm demeanor, there was a storm brewing that nobody saw coming. People close to him would later say they noticed something different. In his eyes that night, a coldness, a distance, like he was carrying a secret he wasn't ready to share. For years, DJ Akademiks had positioned himself as one of Drake's loudest defenders. Whenever critics came for the rapper, Akademiks was there on live streams, podcasts, and endless rants, shutting down the haters. And Mal, known for his sharp commentary and blunt honesty, was always viewed as one of the few voices Drake could trust when things got too messy. Their dynamic was rooted in loyalty, or so everyone thought. But that illusion started to crack when Akademiks received a cryptic message one evening. It wasn't from a fan, and it wasn't a business deal. It was from someone inside Drake's camp, warning him that a shocking betrayal was on the horizon. The message read, "Watch your back. The one you think is protecting you is setting you up." Akademiks brushed it off at first, thinking it was just another troll fishing for attention. But over the next few days, whispers kept getting louder. Insiders were talking, rumors were circulating, and a pattern was emerging that pointed straight at Drake. Akademiks went live on Twitch, visibly shaken but trying to play it cool. "Look, man," he said, pacing in front of the camera, "I've been ride or die for Drizzy since day one. I've defended his name when everyone else switched sides. But now I'm hearing some things that, if they're true, it's the definition of a suka move. I ain't gonna lie." Fans in the comments exploded, spamming fire emojis and typing out conspiracy theories faster than he could read them. At the same time, Mal was growing uneasy. He had been in communication with Drake's circle, and he noticed certain invitations. 2 events and studio sessions were suddenly missing his name. People who used to greet him warmly were giving him cold nods. The shift was subtle at first, but undeniable. When he confronted one of Drake's close associates, he was met with an awkward silence. Finally, the associate muttered, "Bro, you didn't hear this from me, but you're being iced out. It's coming from the top." Mal's blood boiled. The idea that Drake, someone he had publicly vouched for, was orchestrating this silent exile hit him harder than he expected. The drama escalated. When Drake posted a series of cryptic captions on Instagram, "Not everyone at the table deserves a plate," he wrote under a photo of him sitting in a lavish dining room. Another post read, "Loyalty is a one-way street if you ain't careful." Fans immediately began connecting the dots, speculating that these were subtle jabs aimed at Akademiks and Mal. The internet lit up with debate. some defending Drake's right to cut ties, others condemning him for turning his back on those who supported him. Behind the scenes, things got uglier. Akademiks received leaked audio clips, allegedly of Drake in a private conversation, mocking both him and Mal. In the audio, Drake could be heard laughing and saying, "They need me more than I ever needed them. Watch how fast they fall when I stop picking up the phone." Whether real or fabricated, the clip spread like wildfire. Akademiks played it during a late-night stream, his face a mix of anger and disbelief. "So this is what it is now," he muttered, shaking his head. "After everything I've done, after all the times I've put my reputation on the line, this is how Drake talks about me behind closed doors." Mal, on the other hand, took a different approach. Instead of lashing out immediately, he went silent, letting the tension build. Fans flooded his socials, begging for a response. And when he finally broke his silence on his podcast, the room was heavy with emotion. "I don't even know what to say, man," he confessed. "You spend years thinking you're building something solid, but at the end of the day, you realize some people don't value loyalty the same way you do. Drake's got an issue with me. He knows how to reach me. But moving like this? Nah, that's weak." His words hit the culture like a thunderclap. Fans felt the betrayal in his voice, the pain of someone who thought he was part of a family only to discover he was disposable. Online forums buzzed with debates, some siding with Drake, claiming he was just protecting his empire, while others rallied behind Akademiks and Mal, labeling Drake's actions as the ultimate snake behavior. The story grew even more tangled when rumors emerged of a secret business deal. Sources claimed that Drake had been in negotiations with a major media platform, and part of the deal required him to distance himself from controversial figures. Akademiks, known for his unfiltered rants and messy internet feuds, and Mal, with his sharp critiques, suddenly looked like liabilities. Was Drake's betrayal not personal, but calculated for the sake of securing millions? Or was this just another excuse, a convenient cover for cutting ties with people he no longer respected? Friends close to all three men tried to intervene, but the damage was already done. One source revealed that when Akademiks attempted to call Drake directly, his number was blocked. Another claimed that Mal showed up at an event where Drake was expected, only to be denied entry at the door. The humiliation was public, and fans recorded the moment, uploading clips that spread across social media within hours. The tension reached a boiling point when Akademiks and Mal finally crossed paths at a private party in New York. Eyewitnesses described the scene as electric with tension. Akademiks, visibly angry, confronted Mal, saying, "You knew about this before me, didn't you? You let me look like a fool out here defending him while you stayed quiet." Mal fired back, "Don't put this on me, bro. Drake played us both. Stop acting like you the only one who got stabbed in the back." Their argument grew louder, drawing a crowd of onlookers who whispered and filmed discreetly. And just when it seemed like the situation couldn't get any worse, someone from Drake's inner circle entered the room, smirking, and said, "You to better get used to it. The boss don't need y'all anymore." The words cut deep, sending Akademiks storming out while Mal stood frozen, his face a mask of anger and disbelief. The party erupted in murmurs, with guests replaying the shocking confrontation over and over again as that night ended. One thing was clear: the brotherhood that once seemed unshakable had shattered. But little did anyone know the next twist in this saga would be even messier, dragging more names, more emotions, and more secrets into the light. The morning after the explosive confrontation at that private party, social media was on fire. Videos of Akademiks storming out, Mal standing stone-faced, and the smug words from Drake's associate had gone viral overnight. Timelines were flooded with hashtags like #DrakeBetrayal, #AKVs DRIZZY, and #MalWasRight. Fans dissected every frame of the leaked clips, analyzing body language, tone of voice, and even the background music in the room to piece together what really went down. Akademiks wasted no time addressing the situation. He went live the very next afternoon, his face puffy from lack of sleep, his voice trembling with fury. "Yo, I ain't never been so embarrassed in my life," he declared, slamming his fist on the desk. "I put this man on a pedestal, defended him when y'all clowned him, took bullets for him in these internet streets, okay? And now he's sending his little minions to tell me I'm disposable? Nah, bro. Move. I ain't ever gonna respect that." The chat exploded, thousands of fans spamming comments like, "Ak, speak your truth," and "Drake is cold for this." But what shocked viewers most was when Akademiks claimed he had more evidence. "I got emails, I got texts, I got voice notes. That showed Drake been plotting this for months," he teased, waving his phone in front of the camera. "Don't push me to drop receipts, because once I do, it's over for him." The threat sent shockwaves across the internet, with fans demanding he expose everything immediately. But Akademiks held back, promising the right moment would come. Meanwhile, Mal was handling things differently. On his podcast, he spoke with a calm but cutting tone. "You ever notice how the people who scream loyalty the loudest are usually the first ones to betray you?" he asked, his co-host nodding solemnly. "Drake ain't just hurting me or Ak. He hurting his own legacy. People gonna remember how he treated the folks who stood by him when things weren't sweet. That's what separates the real from the fake." His words struck a chord with fans who flooded his comments with support, calling him the voice of reason in the chaos. The drama took another twist when insiders began leaking details of private meetings between Drake and executives from a streaming giant. According to reports, the deal on the table was worth hundreds of millions, but came with conditions. Drake had to present himself as clean-cut, controversy-free, and free of associations that could distract from the brand. Suddenly, Akademiks' reputation as a loud, messy internet personality, and Mal's reputation as a blunt critic, didn't align with Drake's carefully curated image. When fans heard this, reactions were divided. Some argued Drake was simply making a business decision to protect his empire. Others accused him of selling out and abandoning the people who made him relatable in the first place. He used them and threw them away. One viral tweet read, "And y'all still calling that smart business? Nah, that's snake behavior." The tension escalated. Family and friends began weighing in. Akademiks' closest circle urged him to take the high road, but he was too deep in his emotions to let it go. "Nah, bro," he told a friend in a leaked phone call. "This man tried to clown me in private while smiling in my face. If I don't respond, I look weak. I can't let the culture think that's okay." Friends, on the other hand, encouraged him to distance himself entirely. One insider revealed that Mal's brother told him, "Don't even give Drake the satisfaction of knowing he got to you." Silence is louder than any clapback. But Mal wasn't sure. Deep down, he wanted answers directly from Drake's face-to-face. Man-2-man. And just when the storm seemed to be reaching its peak, another bombshell dropped. A leaked group chat surfaced online, allegedly between Drake, members of his team, and a few industry heavyweights. In the chat, Drake appeared to mock Akademiks' weight and call Mal irrelevant. One shocking line read, "These dudes think they matter to me. They just background noise." The screenshots spread like wildfire, and although Drake's team claimed they were fake, fans weren't convinced. Akademiks exploded with rage after the leak. He jumped back on live, pacing and yelling into the mic. "Background noise? Bro? Without me, half your fans wouldn't even know your side of the story during those beefs. I held you down when Push was cooking you. I held you down when Meek had the internet clowning you. And now I'm background noise. Yo, I'm done playing nice. You about to see the real me?" Mal, on the other hand, took a colder approach. He addressed the group chat on his podcast with piercing.com. If those messages are real, then it just proves what I've been saying. The man don't respect loyalty. He don't respect friendship. He sees people as disposable tools, and that to me is sad. Because one day when all the money and fame fade, he gonna look around and realize he pushed everyone real away. The silence that followed was heavy. As if even the audience needed a moment to process the weight of his words. Fans weren't the only ones reacting. Other rappers and industry figures began chiming in. One anonymous producer told a blog, "I ain't surprised. Drake always been about Drake. He'll smile in your face and then do what's best for him the moment you're not useful anymore." Another rapper, known for his own beefs, tweeted cryptically, "Karma always circles back, even to the golden boy." The feud started spilling into music. Snippets began circulating of an unreleased track where Drake allegedly took subliminal shots at Akademiks and Mal, loud mouths in the back row, trying to act close, but they ain't built for the spotlight. The lyric went, fans dissected every bar, convinced it was aimed directly at them. Akademiks responded the only way he knew how, with receipts. During a late-night stream, he pulled up alleged emails from Drake's management, showing how often they leaned on him to spin narratives in Drake's favor during past controversies. "Look at this," he shouted, slamming his keyboard. "They begging me to save Drake's image, to make him look good when the culture turned on him, and now he acting like I ain't matter. Nah, y'all seeing the truth now?" Mal, meanwhile, hinted at his own arsenal. "Got stories I ain't never told," he said cryptically on his show. "Stuff that would make people look at Drake differently forever, but I ain't sure if it's worth it yet." Sometimes silence makes people wonder more than the truth ever could. Fans speculated wildly, with theories ranging from personal betrayals to behind-the-scenes scandals that could rock the industry. The rift had now become bigger than just three men. It was dividing fan bases, pitting influencers against each other, and sparking endless debates in barbershops, podcasts, and social media spaces. Was Drake the mastermind making ruthless but necessary business decisions? Or was he a snake exposing his true colors? Was Akademiks a loyal soldier finally pushed too far, or a clout chaser exploiting the drama for views? And was Mal the voice of reason, or just another casualty in a game too big to control? As the second week of chaos unfolded, tensions reached an even scarier level. Akademiks received a mysterious warning from someone claiming to be inside Drake's camp. The message, "Read, stop before you regret it. Drake plays chess, not checkers. You don't want to be the pawn." Akademiks read the message live on stream, shaking his head. So now it's threats. "This what we doing? Nah, I'm not scared. I'm ready for whatever comes next." His defiance sent chills down the spines of viewers who flooded the chat. With worried comments, Mal, on the other hand, sat in his apartment, staring at his phone as missed calls piled up. Some were from industry friends urging him to drop everything and make peace. Others from family begging him not to get dragged deeper. But he couldn't shake the feeling that the man he once called a brother had turned into his biggest enemy. And then, at a twist nobody expected, rumors surfaced that Drake himself was planning to speak publicly. Whispers spread that he had a sit-down interview lined up with a major outlet where he would finally address the drama head-on. Fans were stunned. Drake rarely spoke directly about conflicts, preferring to let his music or subliminal posts do the talking. The fact that he was willing to go on record meant this was bigger than anyone realized. As the countdown to Drake's alleged interview began, the world held its breath. Akademiks was sharpening his receipts. Mel was preparing his next move. And fans were choosing sides. The stage was set for the next chapter. One that promised even more explosive revelations, shocking twists, and emotional breakdowns. And little did anyone know, the interview would not only pour gasoline on the fire, but drag even more unexpected names into the chaos. The night finally came. Cameras, lights, and a nervous energy filled the air as Drake sat down for what was promised to be the most revealing interview of his career. Fans worldwide tuned in, comments flying at lightning speed. As everyone waited to see if the Six God would address the storm head-on or dance around the fire like he had so many times before. Dressed in an all-black fit with a calm but heady expression, Drake leaned back in his chair as the interviewer wasted no time. "Let's get straight to it," she said. "The internet is buzzing about your falling out with DJ Akademiks and Mal. People are calling it betrayal. Are the rumors true?" The tension in the room was thick. Every second of silence feeling like an eternity. Drake finally spoke, his tone measured but sharp. "Look, man, I don't owe explanations to everybody. But since it's out there, let me just say this: I got love for everybody who supported me. But sometimes people start thinking they built you, when really, they just played a part in the story you were already writing. I can't carry everybody on my back forever," fans gasped. It wasn't a direct denial, but it wasn't an apology either. It was classic Drake's subtle, cutting, and layered with double meaning. The interviewer pressed further. "So you're saying Akademiks and Mal overstated their importance in your life?" Drake smirked. "Saying some people confuse proximity with partnership? Just because you're around doesn't mean you're owed a seat at the head table?" Those words detonated online like a bomb. Proximity with partnership instantly became a trending phrase. Some fans praised Drake for his honesty, while others accused him of arrogance and disrespect. The divide grew deeper, with people now quoting Drake's words as either gospel or betrayal. Akademiks watching live erupted instantly. He went on stream within minutes, slamming his chair against the wall. "Proximity. Bro, what? You begging me to spin narratives during your beefs? You calling me up crying when the internet's against you? But now I'm just proximity? Nah, that's crazy. You rewriting history, Drake? Don't forget, I got the proof." His rant turned into an emotional roller coaster, with moments of anger, tears, and disbelief. "Yo, I actually thought this dude was my brother," he whispered, at one point his voice breaking. "And now he treating me like a pawn for the cameras? Nah, I ain't letting that slide." Mal, meanwhile, kept his composure but responded with a quiet ferocity on his podcast. "If proximity was all it was, then why were you always in my ear asking for advice when you felt the world turning on you? Why call me family if that word don't mean nothing to you? I don't need a head table. I just need respect." But clearly, respect ain't part of your vocabulary. The internet devoured every clip, every soundbite, every meme. Fans created split-screen videos comparing Drake's interview to Akademiks' meltdown and Mal's icy response. It felt like a reality show unfolding in real time, with everyone choosing sides as if voting contestants off an island. But the chaos was far from over. Just days after the interview, a shocking twist emerged. Drake's own cousin leaked private messages that painted an even uglier picture. In one exchange, Drake allegedly wrote, "I'm done babysitting those dudes. They slowing me down? Time to cut the fat." Another message read, "If they really think they matter, let them try to stand without my name attached. Watch how fast they crumble." The cousin who claimed he was tired of Drake's ego trip sold the screenshots to a gossip outlet, and within hours they were plastered everywhere. Fans couldn't believe it. Even Drake's most loyal defenders were shaken. The idea of him dismissing Akademiks and Mal so coldly felt like confirmation of the betrayal narrative. Akademiks lost it when he saw the leaks. He streamed for nearly 6 hours, replaying the screenshots on screen, yelling at the camera, "Cut the fat! Bro, you the one who needed me when everybody else clowned you." I'm the fat you couldn't stop calling. I'm the fat who saved you from career suicide more than once. You ungrateful man? Ungrateful. His voice cracked as he added, and I actually loved you like a brother. That's the part that hurts the most. Mal's response was quieter, but even more devastating, cut the fat. That's how you talk about people who rode with you when you weren't the golden boy. I don't care about fame or charts, but I care about integrity. And once you lose that, nothing else matters. His co-host sat in stunned silence as Mal continued. Drake just showed the world who he really is. And it's not the man I thought. I knew. Friends and family of Akademiks and Mal started stepping into the spotlight, adding fuel to the fire. Akademiks' mother reportedly told a family friend, "My son gave everything to protect Drake's name, and this is the thanks he gets. It's tearing him apart." Mal's brother took to Twitter, posting, "We always knew this industry was fake, but to see Drake treat Mal like that? Nah, unforgivable." Even fans outside the immediate circle began staging symbolic protests. Hashtags like #BoycottDrake trended, with some promising to stop streaming his music until he made things right. Others argued the drama was being blown out of proportion, saying, "Y'all forget this is business, not friendship. Drake's just moving smart." The divide in the culture was now undeniable, and just when it seemed the flames couldn't burn hotter, another shockwave hit. A secret recording surfaced, allegedly from inside a private studio session. In it, Drake could be heard venting to his team. "Ak can cry online all he wants. Mal can talk his podcast trash. But at the end of the day, I'm Drake. I'll outlast all of them. They'll fade into the background while I keep winning." The audio spread like wildfire, and fans were stunned by the arrogance. Akademiks replayed the clip on his stream, eyes wide in disbelief. "You'll outlast me." Bro, this ain't a race I signed up for. I wasn't competing with you. I was supporting you. And you turn it into this? Nah, you're really a different type of dude. Mal, hearing the clip, sighed deeply on his show. He talking about outlasting us like we ever wanted his spotlight? That's the problem with fame. It makes you think everybody around you is trying to compete, when some of us just wanted to be real with you. His calm demeanor only made his words hit harder, with fans calling it one of the most powerful moments in the entire saga. The fallout reached a fever pitch when reports surfaced that Drake's team had contacted both Akademiks and Mal privately, urging them to stop the public back and forth. But instead of reconciliation, the attempts only backfired. Akademiks leaked an email from Drake's manager, which read, "Let's all calm this down before it gets worse for everyone." Akademiks laughed bitterly on stream. Worse for who? For Drake. It's already worse for me, bro. It's the world clowning me every day because of him. Nah, we passed the point of calm. Mal, however, hinted that he was open to a private conversation. If Drake ever wanted to talk face-to-face, I'd hear him out. But he gotta come correct. No PR spin, no manager, middleman, just man-to-man. Until then, I'm done speaking on it. His words gave fans a glimmer of hope that maybe, just maybe, the wounds could heal, but the universe had other plans. Because as rumors swirled about a possible sit-down between Drake and Mal, Akademiks dropped a teaser for what he called the nuclear receipts. He announced on stream, "Y'all think it's bad now? Wait till I show you the real truth. The stuff that'll make you look at Drake completely different. I'm talking career ending, and I'm dropping it soon." The internet froze. Fans spammed questions, begging him to explain. But Akademiks stayed cryptic, promising the reveal would shake the entire industry. As tension hung heavy in the air, fans knew the saga was far from over. With Akademiks preparing to drop his bombshell, Mal waiting quietly for a real conversation, and Drake standing firm in his icy confidence. The stage was set for the most explosive chapter yet, and when those so-called nuclear receipts finally came to light, they would drag the story into darker, more shocking territory than anyone ever imagined. The internet couldn't breathe. Akademiks had just dropped the teaser for his so-called nuclear receipts. And the culture was frozen, waiting for the moment he'd push the button. Streams, podcasts, fan forums, everyone was buzzing. What could he possibly have on? Drake that was so explosive, so career-threatening that he'd call it nuclear. The curiosity was unbearable. 2 days later, Akademiks went live in front of a record-breaking audience. Over 100,000 people tuned in, the chat moving. So fast, it was unreadable. He sat there, hoodie up, face tense, voice low. "Tonight," he began, "y'all gonna see what Drake been hiding? I ain't doing this for clout. I'm doing this because I can't let the world keep worshiping a man who moves like this behind the scenes." He pulled up a folder on his computer labeled Drizzy Receipts. Inside were screenshots, voice notes, and even video clips. The first bombshell was a series of emails between Drake and his management, allegedly strategizing how to use Akademiks to manipulate narratives. During past beefs, one line read, "Ak will eat it up if we feed him exclusives. Keep him loyal, but never let him feel equal." Fans gasped. Akademiks slammed his desk. "Y'all see this? They've been treating me like a pawn the whole time, feeding me crumbs just to keep me on a leash." The second receipt was even more shocking. It was an audio clip where Drake could allegedly be heard venting about Mal. In the clip, Drake said Mal act like he too good for this industry. He'd think he above everybody. "I'm done pretending we friends. He's a liability, not an asset." Akademiks replayed the audio multiple times, shaking his head. "That's how he talk about people he calls family liability. Nah, that's wild." But the third and final reveal was the one that truly sent shockwaves through the culture. It was a short video clip from a private studio session. In it, Drake was seen laughing with his team, mocking Akademiks and Mal directly. "Watch these clowns crumble without me," he said, sipping from a glass. "They really think they matter. I'll make sure they don't get invited nowhere once I cut them off." The room erupted in laughter as Drake smirked at the camera. Fans were stunned. The clip spread across social media instantly, sparking outrage. Hashtags like #Drake, the BACKSTABBER, and #nuclear receipts trended worldwide. Even some of Drake's most loyal stans admitted the footage was hard to defend. "This ain't the Drake we thought we knew," one fan tweeted. "You really moving cold out here?" Mal broke his silence just hours later, speaking with an intensity fans hadn't heard before. "That video, that's all I needed to see. The mask is off. The man who talks about loyalty in his songs, sells the world an image of brotherhood, is the same man laughing about cutting people off like it's a game. That's not just disappointing. That's heartbreaking." His voice cracked, and for a moment, the usually composed Mal looked like he was fighting back tears. Fans flooded his comments with support, calling him the true victim in the saga. But Drake wasn't about to sit quietly. Within 24 hours, he dropped a statement on Instagram stories. "People will do anything for attention. Fake clips, edited audio, and lies to push a narrative. I know what I stand for, and the real ones know the truth. I don't owe explanations to clout chasers." His dismissal only fueled the fire. Akademiks went live again, waving his phone. "Fake edited. Bro, you think I'd risk my whole career with fake receipts? Nah, you just scared because the world's seeing the real you." As the feud escalated, more voices from the industry started, picking sides. One rapper tweeted, "Ak may be messy, but those clips ain't fake. I've been around long enough to know Drake moved like that." Another artist defended Drake, writing, "Y'all acting brand new? This is business. Stop crying about loyalty when money on the line." The culture was split down the middle, and fans were at war in the comments. The fallout even began affecting Drake's inner circle. Rumors swirled that some of his closest associates were distancing themselves, worried about being labeled as enablers. One insider told a gossip outlet, "The energy around Drake right now is toxic." People don't want to get caught in the crossfire. It's dividing his camp. Meanwhile, Akademiks was basking in the attention but also visibly drained. During one stream, he admitted, "Yo, this whole thing eating me alive. I never thought it would come to this. I wanted to believe Drake was my brother, but clearly I was wrong." Fans begged him to step back for his own mental health, but he couldn't let go. Mal, in contrast, began pulling away from the drama. On his podcast, he said, "I've said my piece. I don't need to keep going back and forth. The truth is out there now. People can make their own judgments. I'm at peace with whatever happens next." His calm acceptance stood in stark contrast to Akademiks' fiery defiance. And fans praised Mal for his maturity. But just when the story seemed to be winding down, one final twist shook everything to the core. A former close friend of Drake came forward with a tell-all interview, claiming that the receipts were only the tip of the iceberg. "Drake been cutting people off for years," the friend revealed. "He builds you up, makes you feel like family, then tosses you aside the moment you're not useful. Ak and Mal just the latest victims. But trust me, there's a long list." The friend's words painted a darker picture of Drake's empire, suggesting a pattern of betrayal that went back years. Fans began revisiting old feuds from Meek Mill to The Weeknd, wondering if there was a hidden pattern they'd missed all along. Suddenly, the narrative shifted from a personal feud to a larger question. Had Drake always been a master manipulator behind the scenes? Akademiks seized on this narrative immediately. "See? I told y'all. This ain't just about me or Mal. This about a man who built an image on loyalty and brotherhood. But behind closed doors, he's cutting deals and stabbing backs." The world finally waking up. Mal, however, refused to pile on. "I don't care about patterns or narratives. I care about my personal experience. And my experience is this. I thought I had a brother. Turns out I didn't. That's enough for me." His simplicity hit fans hard, with many calling it the most authentic take of the entire saga. As the dust settled, the industry was left in chaos. Drake's reputation had taken a hit. Akademiks had both gained and lost respect, and Mal had earned admiration for his grace under fire. But the wounds were deep, and the scars would last a long time. By the end of it all, fans were left divided, confused, and hungry for more answers. Was Drake truly the cold, calculated mastermind exposed in the receipts? Or was he the victim of exaggerated narratives spun by hurt former allies? Was Akademiks a betrayed friend seeking justice? Or a loudmouth feeding off the drama? And was Mal the calm voice of reason, or just another pawn caught in the crossfire? The saga had no clean resolution, no tidy ending. Just broken friendships, shattered trust, and a culture left questioning the line between loyalty and business. But one thing was clear. This was a story that would be talked about for years. Cautionary tale of how fame, ego, and betrayal can tear even the strongest bonds apart. And as fans replayed the streams, the podcasts, and the leaked clips over and over, one haunting question lingered in the air. Who was the real Drake? The loyal brother he rapped about? Or the ruthless strategist, exposed by those who once called him family? And so, after weeks of chaos, receipts, interviews, and endless back and forths, the story of Drake, DJ Akademiks, and Mal comes to a close. Or does it? Because even now, the smoke hasn't cleared. Friendships were shattered, reputations were bruised, and the culture was left with more questions than answers. Was Drake just protecting his empire? Or did he reveal himself as a cold-hearted strategist willing to cut down anyone in his way? Did Akademiks expose the truth? Or did he let his emotions and ego drive him too far? And did Mal walk away as the voice of reason? Or just another casualty in a game where loyalty means nothing? Fans are still arguing. Families are still divided, and the industry is still buzzing. Some say Drake will recover because his star power is too strong to fade. Others believe these revelations left cracks in his image that will never fully heal. And while Akademiks vows to stand on his truth, and Mal quietly moves forward with dignity, one thing remains clear. This wasn't just gossip. This was a cautionary tale about loyalty, betrayal, and the price of fame. But the biggest question is, what do you think? Was Drake's move smart business or the ultimate sucker move? Was Akademiks justified in dropping those nuclear receipts? Or did he go too far? And is Mal really the only one who walked away with his integrity intact? Your thoughts in the comments right now, because we need to hear from you. Don't forget to smash that like button if you were hooked by this insane drama, and subscribe to the channel for more explosive stories just like this one. Turn on those notifications so you never miss a twist, because in the world of hip-hop and fame, the drama never sleeps.